I pledge to God that I would not take a penny from a poor person, and that I would remain in my clinic to help the poor.
This selfless statement sums up the attitude and the benevolence of Egyptian Dr. Mohammed Mashaly. Dr. Mohammed Mashaly, or the Doctor of Poor People, was an Egyptian doctor known for treating poor patients at very low cost. His career as a doctor spanned over 50 years. Dr. Mohammed Mashaly was born in Bihira Governorate in 1944. His father was a teacher, and later he moved the family to Gharbiya Governorate. In 1967, Dr. Mohammed Mashaly graduated from the Faculty of Medicine at Cairo University. He specialized in epidemiology, internal medicine, and pediatrics. He worked at health clinics and centers affiliated with the Ministry of Health in a number of areas. 8 years after graduation, Dr. Mashaly opened a private clinic in Tanta City, where he became famous for the reduced fees he charged patients. For 50 years, Dr. Mashaly ran his small clinic in Tanta City, northern Egypt, and refused several offers to move to bigger clinics in upscale districts to fulfill a promise he made to his father before he died. Dr. Mashaly's father told him to give his life to help the poor, not to charge them in return for treatment. Although his clinic was small, it was always full of patients who trusted Dr. Mashaly. You will be surprised if you know that Dr. Mashaly fixed his fees at 5 Egyptian pounds or 0.31 US dollar. He didn't forget that he grew up in a poor family and how he built his career from nothing. He struggled to be a doctor and to educate his own children and his brother's children too, and he has never complained. And if you ask any person in his city about Dr. Mashaly, he will reply Dr. Mashaly spared no efforts to help patients and poor people. Some of them said that whenever you go to his clinic, you'd find him even on holidays. He used to spend 12 hours a day in an attempt to help about 50 patients every day despite his old age. Patients who used to visit Dr. Mashaly talked to the media about his decency and humbleness, where they could have access to him whenever they needed, compared to other doctors in his specialization. Not only this, he used to provide the patients with free medication too. In several interviews, Dr. Mashaly talked about an incident that deeply affected him and made him take the decision to dedicate his life to the poor. A young diabetic boy set himself on fire to lift the burden off his mother, who couldn't buy him insulin shot to feed him and his brothers. Dr. Mashaly was the last one to hold the boy after putting off the fire with a blanket. This incident destroyed me. Since then, I decided to keep dedicating my whole life to the poor, Dr. Mashaly said. When he was 75, one of the Gulf's wealthy people heard about his story. There is a doctor doesn't have a car, not even cell phone, walks from his home to the clinic on foot despite his old age. The wealthy man tried to donate Dr. Mohammed Mashaly thousands of US dollars, but Dr. Mashaly refused and said that I am happy and I don't need anything. I feel sufficient with little food and I don't care about beautiful car or even beautiful clothes. I will keep going until my dying day. At the age of 76, on the 28th of July 2020, Egyptians, Arabs, and foreign officials mourned the death of Dr. Mohammed Mashaly, the doctor of the poor, or as I call him, the legend of humanity.
Rest in peace, Dr. Mohammed Mashaly. You were really an icon of inspiration and humanity. I'm Yosef, and this is my channel Speak Like Egyptians. Today's subject is about an icon of sacrifice and giving. And to make more people know more about his story is the least thing we can do for someone sacrificed his life for people. Someone inspired millions of people for many years to think about the meaning of life and the meaning of cooperation. And now let's learn some Egyptian Arabic vocabulary and expressions related to our topic. And let's start with the title of this video, The Legend of Humanity. The legend in Egyptian Arabic means Ustura. Ustura. Okay, say it again. Ustura. Ustura. Humanity is إنسانية. Humanity in Egyptian Arabic is إنسانية. إنسانية. And it's worth mentioning that human being in Egyptian Arabic and even in formal Arabic is insane. Say it again. Insane. Okay, now let's see how we say doctor in Egyptian Arabic. Look, most of people say doctor like this English word. Sometimes you may hear people make long O in the word doctor and they say doctor. Doctor, not doctor, okay? And sometimes we use this word, you may hear it in movies or news, and the word is tabib. Again, tabib. Don't forget to pronounce the letter T heavy, and that's why I put it between two brackets. Okay, tabib is a doctor, but it's a formal Arabic. Okay, let's see how we say medication in Egyptian Arabic. Medication in Egyptian Arabic is dawa. Again, dawa. What about clinic? If someone lives here in Egypt and he wanna ask about clinic or even hospital. So let's see what clinic and hospital mean in Egyptian Arabic. Clinic in Egyptian Arabic, عيادة. Try to pronounce the letter عين, عين, and say this word again, عيادة. Okay, عيادة. And as you know, hospital is bigger than clinic. So how can we say hospital in Egyptian Arabic? Okay, it's مستشفى. Say it again. مستشفى. مستشفى. Okay, how can we say patient or sick person. You can simply say عيان. Again, عيان. And as an Egyptian, sometimes we use another word. It's a formal Arabic, and it is marid. Say it again, marid. Marid is patient or sick, but it's a formal Arabic, and we use it even in our daily conversation in Egypt. Marid. But don't forget, try to pronounce the letter D heavy. Okay, I mentioned this word in my video, wealthy. Wealthy in Egyptian Arabic, غني. Again, غني. غني is Egyptian dialect. It's even formal Arabic. What about poor person? Poor in Egyptian Arabic is فقير. فقير. Say it again, فقير. Sometimes we use another word, and this word is غلبان. غلبان. And the plural of غلبان is غلابة. Say it again, غلابة. Just try to pronounce the letter غين. غلابة. Now let's see how to say the doctor of poor people. I think it's easy now. So let's say it. We simply can say طبيب الغلابة. طبيب الغلابة. So if you tell any Egyptian person about طبيب الغلابة, he will tell you, you mean Dr. Mohammed Mashaly. Do you remember that I mentioned a diabetic boy? So let's see how can we say it in Egyptian dialect. Diabetes in Egyptian Arabic is سكر. سكر. And by the way, سكر means sugar too. Now, how we say diabetic? Do you remember when I told you that patient is عيان or marid? So now we will use the word marid and we will add it to سكر. So marid سكر. Marid سكر means in English diabetic. Okay, that's enough for today. And I hope you benefited from this video, and don't be shy to ask me whatever you want, and I will tell you how can I say it in my mother language and in my Egyptian dialect. So don't be shy and ask me whatever, and make sure I will reply. Just study well, and don't forget, practice makes perfect. Don't also forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos. Your support is what makes me keep going. Rest in peace, Dr. Mohammed Mashaly again, and see you